Hello everyone and welcome back to Creative Coding, and I'm Mark A, as you already know, and today I'm going to be teaching you some advanced animations with using stuff like just basically we're doing animations and using the prototype features in Smart Animate. So basically how I made in the video before, I made a basic tutorial on Figma. Today is kind of going to be an advanced video. It's not too advanced. I think you'll be able to do it if you did the last video. So let's get started. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to the top right corner and we're gonna press new file, blank canvas as usual, and create file. And so here I'm just gonna start off by actually changing the name to animation imagination, just because I don't know why. Anyways, so now just to start off, we're gonna press frame, desktop, and if I'm going a little too fast, just make sure to slow this down in the video. I'm sorry if I'm going fast, it's just because we went through this a little bit yesterday. Anyways, so I'm gonna create it, press on the desktop one, and I'm gonna change the fill to a grayish color like this. This should be good. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some text. So I'm gonna add some text. You can put it anywhere really, but I'm just going to add some text. And we're going to change the font size to, let's just say, 72. And now I'm going to let's just write tutorial. And I'm actually just going to make this a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger. Again. Okay, that should be big enough. And now I'm just going to move this straight to the center using the leading red lines, if I can get the leading red lines. Okay, now I'm going to change the color of this, because that's what we're going to be doing in this tutorial. Really quick is I'm going to change the color from the fill of red. And the thing with this tutorial is we're going to make it with a hover effect animation. So I'm going to give this a red stroke of 4. Now it's going to look really weird like that. Well, not too weird. And I'm going to subtract the fill. And so it looks like this. Actually, I'm going to give it a stroke of... I think that should be fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press on desktop 1, and I'm going to Control C and Control V. And it should give me 2. Now, if you zoom out. And so on desktop 2, I'm going to press on the tutorial, and I'm going to add the fill. And I'm going to make the fill red. So our simple animation is basically just going to be once we hover on this, close to here, it's going to turn to this. So to do that, we're actually going to go into this place. We're in design right now, and we're going to go to prototype. So once we click on prototype, we're going to click on tutorial, and now you'll see that there's this circular button, and we're gonna link that, so drag it to the next slide, and it's gonna give us interaction details. So what we're gonna do is on click, and we're gonna change that to while hovering, navigate to, already done because it's navigating to desktop 2, and animation is going to be instant. Let's do instant, and that should be good. And so now we can test it out by running it with this triangle button next to share. And it's going to open a new tab. And so once we hover over it, in an instant it changes to red. And we could also link this back to here. And we can change it to while hovering. Or actually mouse leave and navigate to. That should be good. And now if we test it again, it should be working fine. And now what we're going to do is, because this was pretty cool, pretty simple animation, but to step it up, what we're going to do is we're going to add maybe 2 more pages. And add another word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to design. I'm going to go to desktop 2, Control C and Control V, and I'm going to move this underneath. You don't need to move it underneath. I'm going to move it underneath just because I want more space, and so I can see it better. And now I'm gonna change this word to basics, and I'm gonna change the fill. Oh man, okay, sorry. I'm gonna change the fill. I'm gonna get rid of the fill, so it just looks like this. And actually, we can let's change the stroke color to absolute white. And we're gonna go to prototype, and we're actually gonna link this to here, and we can do it on click. Let's keep it on click. And so now if we run it, it takes some time. When we go on this, when we hover, it'll change it to solid red, and once we click on it, it'll change it to basics. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add one more thing, where if we hover on basics, also if we leave, we need to fix that. So that's also some troubleshooting things where we need to fix it. And so the moment we leave, it should not go back to tutorial. It should just stay on basics, so we'll fix that. And so what we'll do is once it hovers on this, or once it leaves, the mouse leaves, it'll go to a desktop 4, and that'll make it solid color. So if we go back, we're going to Control-C and Control-V desktop. And I'm actually going to delete that line. Oh, no. Oops. So Control-C and Control-V. I'm going to go to design, and I'm going to change the words to the fill, and I'm going to make it solid white. And so now we can add the prototyping part, which is not back to here, but back to basics, actually. Yep. And this will be once the mouse, I believe, let me think about this. Once the mouse hovers, it'll turn to that, and once this will be linked from not there, but here, and this will be once mouse leave. So now I believe it should be good, and let's just test it out by running it. And so that works. Once we click on it, it should become a white word that's basics with a stroke, with only stroke. And the moment we leave now, it should be solid color. So now, yeah, it works. And to test all your designs multiple times, you can use the right and left arrow keys. But yeah, so that's how you do basically animations in Figma. And so pretty cool. You can play around with these animations, make more animations and stuff like that. Basically, that's how you're gonna do it. And yeah, that's how you make basic animations and prototype and smart animate. Those are some of the features in Figma. Pretty cool. Make sure to take advantage of them. And yeah, that should be all. Yep, make sure to like and subscribe if you like this content. And thanks for watching.